Greetings! Welcome to this special feature on one of the Caribbean's most powerful drug lords. Please be warned that this video contains the word skunt, and if you are offended by skunt, I don't give a skunt, please carry a skunt.
Hold up.
Gloria Kissoon gave birth to a baby boy on January 13, 1972. Little did she know that her little beady-eyed munchkin would have grown up to be Guyana's drug king. Shaheed Roger Khan was once Guyana's #1 narco criminal who controlled the government of Guyana under the PPP's leadership. Khan was considered the Pablo Escobar of the Caribbean by the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. To find out why they made this assertion, let's look at some information leaked from a U.S. Embassy telegram via WikiLeaks. The Americans believed that Khan established connections with the Colombian criminals sometime in the early 2000s and became the main link for all cocaine passing through Guyana from Colombia. The DEA developed a plan in 2004 to establish a counter-narcotics operation in Guyana. An informant leaked details about the operation, and after the leak, Khan threatened to blow up the site of operation and threatened the life of the U.S. ambassador to Guyana. Those threats forced the DEA to abandon the plan. It is reported that Khan surrounded himself with a gang of ex-police who were formerly Tactical Services Unit members, known to many as the Black Clothes Police. These men were paid upwards of 300,000 Guyana dollars to serve as Khan's personal bodyguards. This was way more than what they used to make while serving in the Guyana Police Force. The DEA also believed that Roger Khan was the founder of the Phantom Squad, also known as the Death Squad, who the late former Minister of Home Affairs Ronald Gadraj employed to kill suspected criminals between 2002 and 2004. The minister protected Khan at the government level and defended him from the DEA. In December of 2002, Khan and two other men, one whom was an active policeman, were arrested by military officers at a roadblock in a bulletproof vehicle. The vehicle contained sophisticated cell phone intercept equipment, satellite phones, and high-powered weapons. All charges were dropped against Khan. A senior government official told the DEA that the weapons and communication equipment were handed back over to Khan, and that the arrest was a mistake because Khan was working with the police when the arrest was made.
My character is impeccable.
U.S. court documents had shown that it was under Dr. Ramsami's hand, then as health minister, that the government bought spy equipment, which was later seized from drug trafficker Roger Khan in 2002. Despite the evidence, Ramsami denies the question, saying his hands are clean.
So my hands are clean. I have never touched any one of those things. I'm never engaged and involved in these things. So there was a letter, and I am not engaged. I said that to you many years ago, I can't remember, and I'm saying it again, that my hands are clean.
Peter Myers, the co-director of UK firm Smith Myers, had testified on the oath that the intercept equipment was indeed sold to the government of Guyana, and further testimony from the defense team of Roger Khan's lawyer Robert Simmels identified Dr. Ramsami as the one who bought the spy equipment for the government.
The Americans believed that Roger Khan had penetrated almost every level of the Guyanese government and society. Khan was arrested in Suriname in 2006 and extradited to the USA to face narco-trafficking, witness tampering, and illegal gun possession charges. Before his arrest, Guyana was on the road to becoming a narco state. Khan made a plea deal and was handed a 40-year sentence, 10 for gun possession, 15 for witness tampering, and 15 for trafficking cocaine. But wait, don't feel too warm yet. These times will run concurrently, which means Khan will only serve 15 years behind bars. At the time of the sentence, Khan had already served 3 years, which means Khan will be home mid-2019. Keep in mind that he also committed crimes in Guyana. Now, I don't know about you, but I have some burning questions. Will the police be waiting for Roger Khan at the Jagan airport?
Convicted Guyanese drug trafficker Shaheed Roger Khan is scheduled to be released from a federal correctional institution in Miami on July 8, 2019. In June of 2006, Khan was arrested in Paramaribo with 3 of his bodyguards in a sting operation. Police there had netted more than 200 kilograms of cocaine. Instead of being deported to Guyana, Khan was flown to Trinidad, where he was handed over to immigration authorities, who then handed him over to U.S. officials. And in October of 2009, Khan was sentenced to 30 years imprisonment for trafficking large amounts of cocaine into the United States of America, witness tampering, and illegal firearm possession. The sentences were ordered to run concurrently, which means that Khan's term of imprisonment was 15 years. Crime Chief Paul Williams was on Wednesday asked about Khan's possible return to Guyana and how proactive is the CID to monitor Khan's activities.
We're talking about Shaheed Roger Khan, who is likely to be deported to Guyana from the US. How are you going to be able to monitor this individual who has such a strong influence on certain factors of society?
As it relates to the release of Roger Khan, I don't think there's anything that we need to be fearful of. Because if Roger Khan has to return to Guyana, we will know that information beforehand. And as a result of that, it simply means that we will have to be proactive in terms of our preparation and to put the requisite system in place to address, issues and so on.
Roger Khan was considered probably the most complete criminal in Guyana's history. Khan had stated in a public advertisement that he had been fighting crime at the behest of the then PPP government. The crime chief spoke about those who may still want to pledge allegiance to Khan.
Yeah, there might be certain persons who still owe allegiance to him, to feel that on his return, you understand me, they may be able to continue that type of activities and so on. But I want to say, I don't think that will be possible. So even if they hold that allegiance, they may be hold that allegiance and say, well, yes, they're still brotherhood. But I don't think to really go back down in the part of any criminal activities that you were able to exercise or they were previously involved with.
Many have formed the view that the then PPPC government under the presidency of Barra Jagdeo allowed Khan a free rein to operate in the name of crime fighting after the country experienced an unprecedented crime spree that was triggered by the February 23, 2002 Camp Street prison break. The crime chief assured that with the competence of the Criminal Investigations Department at this time, no one like Roger Khan would be able to rise up.
Because I think the force is more advanced, is more capable. And definitely, whatever is the requisite resources that we need in terms of, monitoring persons with a level of influence, I know definitely we have it and we're going to get more. And then remember, it's a lesson learned. We would have learned from Roger Khan's lesson. So why should we want to wait again until Roger Khan of himself come back? We should not allow nobody else within that similar thinking or behavior to even rise up within this nation.
Then chairman of the Central Intelligence Committee, Dr. Roger Luncheon, had stated, quote, the Guyana government could find no compelling evidence for Khan to be investigated, unquote. Whenever Khan returns to Guyana, he will have to toe the line according to the crime chief.
So I don't think, we are fearful in terms of Roger Khan's return.
You are aware that he will return in 2019?
I don't know if he will return. But when he return, he got to come back home. That's it. But we are prepared.
Khan was also believed to be the head of the then infamous Phantom Squad. He was allowed to acquire intercept equipment, which enabled him to listen to the conversations and determine the locations of his intended victims. That cellular intercept equipment used by Khan had been sold to the then PPP government. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Will the APNU AFC government resign and let us go to the polls in March 2019? If the PPP wins that election, what will happen to Roger Khan? A. The next general elections will be the biggest in Guyana's history. The stakes have never been higher, and our options are quite frankly to decide which is the lesser evil between the PPP and the APNU. I try them mother scum. Mudwata, boom out!
I'm going to say, you telling me that our neighbors in Suriname knew that Roger Khan was a drug dealer to the extent to where they shipped him from Suriname to Trinidad, turned him over to the United States government, and that Guyana's intelligence, that Roger Khan was nowhere on the intelligence in Guyana as a drug dealer?
I would say he's not nowhere. There are lots of people who I expect are on the list, but you have to have there needs to be a case to be made.
Why
There
didn't
needs to be a
Guyana
case
do?
to be made.
Why didn't Guyana
And-
do what Suriname did and turn Roger Khan over to the
I
American
don't know,
government?
maybe the U.S., I don't know if the U.S. requested him or not from Guyana. In the case of Suriname, he was requested by the U.S. as far as I'm aware.